Hi everybody, this is Dennis Wilborn, the founder of Active Trend Trading. This video is going to cover and help traders understand the 5 major mistakes that traders can make when they're first getting started trading and how to avoid these mistakes. This is the beginning of a series of training videos we're going to be doing with Active Trend Trading on our YouTube channel, Market Tech Talk. If this is the first time you've seen us on YouTube, please go to the subscribe button, hit it, and then a little bell will come up, ding the bell, and then tell the bell you want to get notification when new content is posted. We'll be posting a new training web video every week. Gosh, what else? Oh, down in the description, you may find some links that will help you learn how to trade better. So with no further ado, let's get it on and get to today's session. Okay, hey, this is Dennis again. Let's get on with the training session. Again, as we said earlier, this is going to be our first training that we're doing. I'm going to be doing a series of training for both beginning traders and even advanced traders to help you basically, my objective with Active Trend Trading is very simple. I want to help people clarify and simplify their trading processes so that then they can multiply their profits and minimize their mistakes and their risk. And so that's what we're after at Active Trend Trading. I've been doing Active Trend Trading, since 2006 now. We went, and then we started offering it as a service in 2012. Over that time period, we've averaged a little bit over 32% per year, while minimizing the risk to our members. So let's talk about the major mistakes of beginning traders, or what some of the major mistakes that they can make. As we do share, hey, what we do is for training purposes. Traders should always pay per trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. And of course, there's my motto that I follow. From the time I began Active Trend Trading, it was clarify, simplify, so that you can multiply. So let's take a look at what are the major mistakes that beginning traders make. And even traders who've traded for a while, the major mistake that they make is 1, not having a plan. Number 2, thinking you need to know it all. And we'll cover each one of these points in the following slides. Not understanding the concept of risk. 2, 4, not finding a great mentor or coach. Number 5, not understanding the required time commitment. So we're going to cover in just briefly each one of those, and also give you some insight into how we'll also be addressing these as we move into the actual training sessions going forward. My objective is within a 90-day period, a newbie trader who's never traded before will know how to open up a brokerage account. 2, know how to place an order. 3, know what the best things are to trade. A little bit about technical analysis, and so they can, and above all, have a plan. So let's get going. What does not having a plan entail? Well, 1, there's 2 different plans that a trader should have while they are learning to trade. Well, 1 is an education plan. What does it incorporate? If you're just a newbie, maybe it's only February of 2020, and maybe at the beginning of the year you were making a New Year's resolution. I'm going to learn how to trade stocks this year. And you started off and you go, and you basically, a person can think that they know what they need to do, but in reality, you really don't. And so that's what I'm here to help with. So an education plan. What are you going to study? What do you need to learn? And I'm going to be helping fill in these blanks as we go along. How and what to practice. A lot of times, learning how to trade is much like learning how to a sport, an individual sport or even a team sport, where you have a certain position that you're supposed to play, and there's certain techniques for that position or that particular sport. And so you have to learn how to practice and want to practice so when it comes time for the game, you're ready to play the game. And then the next section, you have to have a trading plan. Now, a trading plan, you might be going, so what's that? I just buy stocks and I sell stocks, blah, blah, blah. There's my trading plan. No. It's much more in depth than that. One, you need a trading system. And for many, they won't have a clue what a trading system is. And we'll go over that a little bit in today's session. And then you basically have to have strategies. I encourage folks to build your system first. Take anywhere from, 30 days to even 6 months to work on building a system, understanding the system. We do offer a great system at Active Trend Trading, a good trend trading system. And it's a mechanically based system that gets into, excellent, strong growth stocks. And also we do some option strategies off of the system. Strategies then stack on top of the system. In other words, I trade both options and I trade stocks. My triggers to get into either trade is based on basically the same chart patterns, which is determined by my system. I've seen too many people hurt. I've seen too many people lose too much money. I had a very good friend of mine lose over 6 figures because he was trading strategies and not trading systems. And so we want to help people avoid that kind of stuff. And then we roll that all up in what I call the 5 pillars of trend trading. And we'll chat about that here briefly. The 5 pillars of active trend trading, they include 1, your study, your knowledge, your experience, which is your education plan. And then I write my system, my rules, if you will, into identify. I already identified what I'm going to trade. What are the types of stocks / ETFs / options I'm going to trade? When to enter, and when and where to enter, when and where to exit, what strategy I'm going to use, and what to expect. Yeah, I know what to expect. I know that over time, my system generates a 70 to 75% win-loss ratio. And again, as I said earlier, since 2012, we have generated 32% on average return every year. Now, that's not a promise, and that's what we're going to do every year. I provide the training and the potential for that kind of thing. And so these go in, as you can see from the little building here, that provide those columns, those pillars provide the support for the rest of the system. Then on top of the system goes what? Well, on top of the system goes what we consider to be our strategies. I want a cash flow strategy. I want a capital growth strategy. And a person can expand those strategies to cover several different items. So that takes care of the issue of having a plan, and you understand why it's important. Then thinking you need to know it all. This is a dangerous belief because it leads people to the never-ending search for what I call and what is called the holy grail of trading. If you will walk into beginning to learn how to trade like you're going into a semester of work in school, and that by the end of the semester you're going to have a really good where you'll master the material and be able to utilize it, you'll do yourself a huge favor. And then learn what you have to do. Keep it simple. That KISS principle is very important. And the holy grail of trading, what is that? A person will come and they'll try to learn a strategy, and oftentimes because they don't have a system, they're just trying out these strategies. And it'll fail. Strategies tend to, there's no strategy for every market condition. There's various strategies for various market conditions. However, a system can work across different types of market. So they get into particular trades and they fail, or they just haven't learned it. They haven't followed their education plan, and they'll bail and say, well, this isn't working for me. So then they go and search for the next hot big thing, which is what considered the holy grail of trading. Number 2, fear of missing out, deer in the headlights syndrome. You may have heard about people who, hell man, I made 100% in this particular trade and all that kind of stuff, and they're oh gosh darn, I wish I could do that kind of thing. And oftentimes that fear of missing out will cause a person to freeze totally. And you'll look like this lady here, the deer in the headlight kind of phenomenal. The fact is, you only need to know a few simple triggers and exit targets to utilize and learn a highly profitable system. What's up next? Okay, not understanding risk. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's going, man, I'm really interested in doing that with you, Dennis. And it was going on really good. He was going to be ready to jump in and learn how to start trading. And his wife asked him asked the question, can you lose any money? Or is there a risk? And of course, I have to, full disclosure, I have to say, yes, there is a risk. But it is not gambling. It's not like just, going to Las Vegas and rolling the dice and you take your, luck with your chance with the luck of the dice. No, you pull together a system that has the risk built in. In other words, when I take a risk on a trade, I risk no more than somewhere between 3 to 5%. That's all I risk. And I do that by what my system does for me. So it's not gambling. It's not gambling if it's based on a solid system with high quality stocks and ETFs or options. Can you lose? The answer to that is yes, you can. But loss is based on a set percentage which protects the majority of the available capital, because you want to have enough capital to continue to work on your system. I comply with the long-held trading parameters for establishing what is acceptable loss of typically around 5% or less. And I understand my reward risk parameters and probabilities. Typically, when I set up a trade with my system, I risk $1 with the potential of earning $2. And so again, am I risking something? Yes. But the calculated risk of $1 when it pays off for $2 is, that's what we want, that's what we're targeting, that's what we're after. So what's run back here. Oh, we did that one. Number 4 is not finding a great mentor or coach. Now, I'm not saying I'm a great mentor or coach, but I am. Is your proposed mentor across a talker or a trader? Oftentimes what I've seen on YouTube and around is that you got a lot of talkers, but not necessarily a lot of traders out there. In other words, they look at a chart and says, well, if you would have got into this trade, a trade here, you would have made X amount of money. But they're not really putting out the trade saying, when it pulls back to this certain level, and here's $1, at $45, buy this, I'm going to be buying this stock. They don't tell you that. It's always after the fact type of thing. So again, are they a talker or are they a trader? Talkers brag about individual trades rather than their body of work. What do I mean their body of work? After hundreds of trades, are they profitable? Are they willing to share that information with you? Do they show you their handiwork, show you what they've done? Do they show you the good? In other words, I made money on these particular trades. Do they show you the downside? Well, I lost money here. It's very important that they do, that a mentor does that. What's their track record? What's their track record? Do they share their system or just their strategies? Be careful with that. At Active Trend, I share my full system because the system is what will allow you long after I'm gone, passed from this earth, you will be able to still rely on the active trend trading system to generate profits in the future. How long have they been in the market? Have they gone through at least one bear market? And I can tell you for myself, I've survived both the market crash of 2000 and also the market crash of 2008. So yes, I've been around the block a couple of times. And I'm just into that point in life where I'm just wanting to try to give back to people as much as possible. Do they provide live or recorded training? We do both. And do they also offer occasionally the opportunity for one-on-one trading? Just those are the kind of questions you need to ask yourself of the potential mentor. Not understanding the required time commitment. As I said earlier, it's like going, it's like taking I would say a college course for at least a semester, if not longer. The real art of learning how to trade actually is a lifetime endeavor. And it's one of the most awesome lifetime endeavors because you can trade basically your whole life. And so that's the great thing about it. So commitment. You want to learn, practice, implement a simple, profitable system. Probably takes somewhere between 3 to 6 months. That's real. Especially if you're working for a living, where you only have like a dedication of Saturday or Saturday and the weekend to evaluate what you're doing and learn the system. So 3 to 6 months is realistic. And then being a professional engineer that I am, I always like to joke my engineering friends because they take things so, sometimes so serious. Engineers typically take longer to learn how to trade. So you can take this and say, if it takes a regular person 3 to 6 months to learn one profitable system, an engineer is going to take longer. You know why? Because engineers love to reinvent the wheel. And oftentimes they wind up with this kind of invention that doesn't go anywhere. So if you are an engineer, hey, I love you, brother or sister. But the fact is, sometimes if you're going to learn how to trade, you got to take yourself down off the ivory tower and punch into saying, you know what? I am not going to try to reinvent the wheel or rediscover, how to write a program that will allow me to trade. Just apply the simple mechanics and, start earning, 30% a year. Isn't that enough? And lastly, it's going to take you somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes per day to prepare and manage your trades. Okay, those are realistic estimates. So I hope that helps you. That's the 5 major mistakes that I see people make. Are there other ones? Yeah, you betcha. But going into the sessions that we're going to be doing with, through Market Tech Talk for Active Trend Trader, we're going to dig into, one, the 5 pillars, what to trade, when and where to enter, when and where to exit, what strategy we're going to use, what we can expect. So we'll dig into those on multiple times in the sessions going forward. I will show you where I'm making particular trades. I will show you ahead of time as much as possible. I will show you some after the fact trades that we've made. I try to stay away from showing anybody one of these trades of, oh wow, we made 400% on this particular trade, yahoo. Does it mean we don't have those kind of trades? Yeah, we do. But it's the body of work, the complete. Just because somebody has 100% gain on one trade does not make them a trader. That's T-A-R-D-E-R. T-R-A-D-E-R. So last but not, hey, thanks for joining for this kickoff session for Active Trend Trading Basic Trader Training. We'll continue to have these. We'll be launching these over the next few weeks. I'll be posting clear and simple training videos, starting with the 5 pillars of active trend trading. I will also provide examples, as what I just said, which demonstrate the application of active trend trading principles. So the next training, pillar 1, what to trade. This training will show exactly how to find the strongest and best stocks to trade, what parameters are most important in finding the best stocks, and 2, how to not be overwhelmed by too many stocks. Lastly, how to find the best and ignore the rest. So thanks for joining us today. Again, if you have not subscribed to the Market Tech Talk YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. The little bell will come up, ring the bell, and it'll ask you, do you want notification when new content is posted? Please say yes. And also, if you have any comments about what you would like me to cover in upcoming training session, I will, please let me know. I will add that to the curriculum. Gosh, I sound like a professor, the curriculum. And by the way, I did teach in the an adjunct professor at Chaminade University teaching the MBA program back a few years ago. Anyway, so new training posted next week. So from my house to you, I just want to say aloha, thank you, God bless. And if you're not subscribed to Market Tech Talk channel, that's the big red bubble down below. You can also register and get your free Power Rank Elite watch list here. And a little icon will come up right there. And over on this side over here, I have a couple of other videos that are of interest that we put out through Market Tech Talk. And so until next week, aloha, see ya.